the run. And the first one said to the second one there, I hope you're having fun.
How blessed are we? Join us as we take off on our second summer in the camper. This year, we're headed northwest, hitting some iconic parks. Where are we?
I don't know. Somewhere in Illinois.
Here we are the first morning of the trip, and we made it almost as far as St. Louis. Yesterday was a fairly hard day driving. I don't know if we're in the shape that we were in 2 years ago. A full day on the road was difficult. Tomorrow we'll be on the road again. I think the kids have a better idea of what they are in for with all this driving. They're not quite as excited.
Iowa.
After our mechanical failure in season 1, I was super attentive to our tires and bearings. The extra caution paid off as we had 0 failures.
How about those Nebraska roads? Owen, got something to say about these Nebraska roads?
Not really.
Good morning, morning of day 3. Let's see, recap of day 2. Not much to recap. We had another long day, so like first day we drove 540 something miles, second day we drove, we said 675 on the second day. About the most exciting thing that happened yesterday was we had barbecue sandwiches in a parking lot next to a pilot in Iowa, and we got to look out at the Iowa cornfields while we had dinner.
We were in Iowa, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, we had run into a guy at a rest stop, and he said he was going to try to make it to Kearney, where there's a Cabela's, and so we figured we'd set that as our goal too, but it turns out Kearney was not so close to the interstate. The Cabela's was not so close to the interstate, and it was hard to make it all the way to Kearney. We pulled in about 10:30 p.m. This Cabela was great, and it was free, but too far from the interstate and right next to the train. We also have to get used to staying in places with so few people. It's a little spooky. Looks like we might actually make it to a site today.
After 3 days of long driving, we're finally at an official site.
And what is it?
Chimney Rock National Historic Site.
It's what?
Chimney Rock National Historic Site.
Where? What state?
Nebraska.
We followed the Oregon Trail for a part of the trip, and along with it, several interesting stops. The boys started off a little grumpy about doing the Junior Ranger programs, but they found their groove. We need to talk about these Ranger badges. Are we not wanting to do those?
Left hand behind your back, right hand up. I say your name.
I, Owen Ragusa, Ethan Ragusa,
am proud to be a National Park Service
a National Park Service
Junior Ranger.
Junior Ranger.
We're in Nebraska, we're in Scottsbluff, and the zoo here has a campground with it. And was it a good campground?
Yes.
So we got up this morning and heard what?
A lion. Well, I heard birds.
Birds and lions. We heard lions because we're staying at the zoo, and it smells like lion poop.
This is Ethan Ragusa reporting from Fort Laramie, Wyoming. reporting from Fort Laramie, Wyoming.
Captain's Quarters 1870, planned as the commanding officer's quarters.
Congratulations, you're our newest junior rangers. You start tomorrow morning at 9. Cleaning toilets.
We'll pick you up after work.
There you guys go.
This was a very interesting stop. Seeing history right in front of you is such a powerful education.
My mom turned the bathroom sink on, the sink in the kitchen turned on, which is where all the sandwiches and napkins were. And sandwiches got soggy, and same with the napkins, so we had to throw those away. And
Mom had to make lunch again.
she had to make lunch again, yeah.
This is the Walmart to beat all Walmarts. Seriously, it was better than many campgrounds we've been in. We had good neighbors, both people and animals. It was also cool for the first time. We could tell we weren't in the South anymore. Sinks Canyon in Lander, Wyoming. It's on the eastern edge of the Shoshone National Forest. This was the first mountains we've hit after crossing the plains, and it was a welcome sight.
Okay. Feel that cool air? You feel the coolness, the cool air.
We were early in the season with record snow melt. The river was at a historic high level, and we couldn't even see where it drops into the mountain. It was still a fun stop and a nice place to sit for a couple of days after all that driving.
Those are almost 30 inches.
Wow.
Whoa.
The more we travel, the more we recognize that it's the people we meet that make the best memories. We made some great friends here. We're still in touch and will surely see each other again. Shout out to Larry and Nancy. We brought some of my gumbo on the trip. The first week of a trip's always easier with these pre-cooked meals from home. We took 26 west towards the Tetons. As we got within an hour of the park, the scenery started to look more like what we expected, and we stopped at a great picnic spot. We had never been in grizzly country before, so we all had our heads on swivels as we ate our hot dogs. We hope to see a moose sometime on the trip, and we didn't have to wait long. This guy was right near the entry sign to the Tetons. Please like and subscribe. This season takes us to some of the big parks: Tetons, Yellowstone, Glacier, Rushmore, Badlands, and many more.